Oh hey guys, it's Lambo Strikes Back once again. And welcome to my review on every Pixar movie leading up to Toy Story 4. Now, I know I'm supposed to review all the Toy Story films to around June-ish or July or something like that. But now, it's time. I just want to get all the Pixar reviews out of the way. And then I'm going to move on to the X-Men films or Spider-Man films on to their new films, like something like that. Well, I will decide what is the next one I'm going to review after I review every Pixar films. But now, I'm going to review on Toy Story. Came out in 1995. The plot is, we have Andy and his toy called Woody, and then basically Andy loves Woody so much until he got Buzz Lightyear for his birthday, and everybody really liked him, and he got most attention, and Woody is so jealous that Buzz Lightyear got I mean, everyone seems to love Buzz Lightyear, but Woody's been jealous because Andy had played him a lot. However, he wants to get rid of him, and then basically, he trying to get rid of Buzz, and then later they both got lost, and then basically got kidnapped by a creepy teenager called Sid. Basically, he tortures toys, and it's up to Woody and Buzz to go back home to Andy, and that's basically the plot. It's a very simple plot, which everybody should know the plot by now. Guys, what I think of Toy Story, I actually rewatched it this year, and I have to say it still holds up to this day. It still holds up. So, the story is great. The animation is great. And, so yeah, Tom Hanks was great as Woody. And Buzz Lightyear was great as well. And then later at the end, Woody and Buzz become best friends and all that stuff. It is a very awesome, classic Pixar film, and this film was a major part. It was a huge part of my childhood, and I watched Toy Story quite a lot as a kid. Believe it or not, I used to have a VHS for Toy Story when I was a kid, but sadly, my VHS of Toy Story got broke around back in 2009-ish, which sadly, it was broken, and I replaced it with a DVD of it. So thankfully, I got it on DVD back in 2010. And believe it or not, guys, I actually got Toy Story along with Toy Story 2 on DVD, both in the box set, like in 2010. And that is the special edition to celebrate Toy Story 3. So I hope they do something like that to celebrate Toy Story 4, which will be the final Pixar sequel we're going to get for a while until they're going back to original movies very soon, which I'm really looking forward to that new Pixar film coming next year called Orange, I think that's the next one it's called. It's starting as Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, the voice who played Spider-Man, and Chris Pratt plays Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and soon be playing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He'll be playing. Yes, sorry, I'm going off topic, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit saturating, but I'm just talking about that new upcoming Pixar film very next year. So, it's 10 out of 10. It's an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. What can I say? It's a masterpiece. Seriously. This movie's a masterpiece. If you haven't seen this movie yet, then what the hell have you been? This is a film that you should watch before you die. That's my review on Toy Story. My next review, Bug's Life. Goodbye. I usually explain the plot is, but I haven't seen this movie for quite a long time, so now I've forgotten the plot for this movie is. But I just want to get to the review for it. So guys, what I think of Bug's Life, I think this is the most underrated movie of 1998. And believe it, and yes guys, I was born when this movie first came out. I was a baby when it came out with this film. That's right, I was a baby when this movie first came out. And I remember I had this on VHS back in the day, which we'll plan to get the DVD very, very soon. So, it's a great film. I really enjoy Bug's Life. Hopper's a great villain. I'm sorry this video is a bit too short, but that's how to say it. 8 out of 10. It's a great film. My next review is Monsters Inc. See you guys later, and you guys have a great day. Before I start this video, I want to apologize, guys, about my Bug's Life review. Sorry it's a bit too short, because there's nothing I can just say about that movie, because it is actually a good film, but I think it's one of the most underrated Pixar films. But now, we're going to talk about a masterpiece sequel, which the one I actually watched the most as a kid. And that is Toy Story 2. Came out in 1999, the same year as Star Wars The Phantom Shit, aka The Phantom Menace. Expect to do a rant on Star Wars The Phantom Menace around mid-October, leading up to Star Wars Episode 9, which we don't know what title that film is. But another guy, guys, let's get to the plot. So the plot is it takes place after the first we left off. Woody and Buzz are now friends and all that stuff. And Andy's going to some holiday thing, and then basically Andy's playing with Woody and stuff, and suddenly his arm broke. And then later on, Woody was out to save this pen called Wheezy, and then basically there's this guy called Al, who kidnaps Woody and then took him to his place, and then basically he meets up with Jesse, Stinky Pete. No joking, his name is literally Stinky Pete, or the Professor, whatever you guys want to call him, and Bullseye. And then basically it's up to Buzz and the gang to save Woody before he gets taken away to Japan. And that's basically what the plot is. Guys, what I think of Toy Story 2, this film is an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. That's how I'm going to say it. That's my end with you. Goodbye, guys. I'm joking, guys. It's not the end with you yet. We have a lot to say about this movie. The animation is phenomenal. The characters are great. The story was good. I love the everything about this movie. And now let's talk about some funny scenes of this movie. I love the Star Wars references when Buzz says, "You killed my father." "No, Buzz. I am your father." No! Honestly, says what an awesome reference to one of the best movie franchise of all time. Yep, if you see my top 10 best movie of all time, you know Star Wars: The Force Awakens is my officially favorite film of all time. Let's see episode 9 can top it up. Back on saying, guys. And also, it was a really awesome reference. And there's a really funny scene when Al went in the car, and he said, "I cannot believe I have to drive all the way to work on the Saturday." All the way to work, he drives, it's just 5 miles near his house. Oh my god, that scene was so hilarious. I remember as a kid that I watched that bit when Al said, "I can't believe I have to drive all the way to work on the Saturday, all the way to work," and he just right next to his house. I remember as a kid, I was like, he should have walked. He should have walked. I mean, seriously, I have to say that was a pretty funny scene. I couldn't stop laughing at the drive all to work on the Saturday. That was so funny. That's Daddy Pig in a nutshell from Heaven Pig. It's a joke, guys. Just as a joke from a reference to my live streams, making fun of Daddy Pig. Back on saying, guys. Now let's talk about Stinky Pete. Now, I would say at least Stinky Pete was better than Evelyn Devereaux from Incredibles 2. Oh boy, we'll get to her in that review. And he's way better than Professor Z from Cars 2. And I would say he's way better than Charles Mudd from Up, which I fucking hate Charles Mudd, which I'll get to him in my Up review, which Up is a masterpiece as well. Like I was saying, guys, I love the everything about this week. And When She Loved Me, what a beautiful song. Felt bad for Jessie for to abandon her and that stuff. Very emotional scene. And the airport scene was awesome. I love the airport scene. And let's talk about the Stinky Pete. Well, Stinky Pete is stinky. He stinks. He stinks. He's a Stinky Pete douchebag dick. Well, he's not as bad as Evelyn Devereaux, which we'll get to her soon in my Incredibles 2 review. But I have to say he's just fuck Stinky Pete. He's not the worst Pixar villain, but he's just a dickhead. I don't like him. He sucks. But he's not as bad as Lotso. Oh boy, we'll get to Lotso in my Toy Story 3 review. The climax is awesome. I love the ending scene with Wheezy, and the movie ends. I love the bloopers at the end of the film. Toy Story 2 is an amazing, brilliant masterpiece, and it gets a 10 out of 10. What an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. And my next review is Monsters, Inc. And that's right, my next review is Monsters, Inc. Stay tuned with that, and I'll see you guys next time. Monsters Inc. came out in 2001. So the plot is we have Mike Wazowski and James P. Solomon, aka Solly, when you as you prefer to call him. Basically, they go to this place called Monsters Inc. or Monsters Incorporated, which is the place called. And then later on, they basically there's scared kids in the doors, and so they can get more power in the monsters world. However, when Sonny went to the door and then suddenly he met this little girl called Boo, which apparently that she's out the door, and then later on, Solly's scared of Boo, and then later on they became very friends, and then it's up to Mike Wazowski and sorry guys James P. Solomon to get Boo home, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, guys. Monsters Inc. is a very awesome movie, and it came out the exact same year as Shrek, which Shrek is a masterpiece as well. Does this film still hold up to this day? Absolutely yes. It still holds up really, really well. The animation is really good. The characters are great. Randall's a pretty good villain. As for Mr. One fuck that guy. He's a dickhead. Not as bad as Evelyn Deveron, or Preston Z, or Charles Mott and Lotso from Toy Story 3. All those Pixar villains I absolutely despise, which I'll get to them later in my review. But Mr. One of them is a dickhead. As for Randall, I will say is Randall is better than Francis or Shitty, if you guys remember from our Boss Baby rant, I call him Francis Shitty. Reason I mentioned Francis because him and Randall are voiced by the same actor. Yeah, Randall's a good villain. I do like him. Overall, there's nothing else to say about this movie. It's a great film. It's an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. That's what I can give it. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing, brilliant masterpiece. And my next review is Finding Nemo. Stay tuned to that. Goodbye.